I just spent 48 hours completely alone, not talking to anybody. And how did it go? Well, let me explain why I did it in the first place, okay? Welcome back. My name is LaJoie, and welcome to my channel all about mindset and transformation. And of course, travel, because you know your girl loves to travel, okay? Look, why do you think I'm here? I'm here to see the world, okay? And so are you. And I'm here to help. So let's get into it. Today I wanted to talk about, well, what I just did for the past 2 days, which was I completely disconnected from the internet. Like, for the most part, I had to send some messages telling that I was going to do this, but for the most part, yes, I disconnected from the internet. My phone was off for 2 days, and all I really did was meditate. And yes, there were points where I was done with it, to be honest. I was really done with it. Okay, very, very quickly. Literally in the first day, I was already done. I was already done meditating. But there were other points and realizations, especially the morning of, where I was like, whoa, this is like another level. This is another me. Let me share what I learned with the world so y'all can do the same thing. Now, real quick, I know that a lot of y'all are like, what? Meditating alone for 2 days? No talking to anybody? I know y'all are thinking like, she crazy. And, I have to admit, not everybody thinks I'm crazy watching this, okay? There's probably 2 of y'all who understand, but it's okay if the rest of y'all don't. It's totally cool. But really, I do this because you have to be comfortable living alone. You have to be comfortable being alone. I think if there's one thing that COVID taught us was that, we need to start being okay with being alone, being comfortable with ourselves, because we're going to see more and more of this as time progresses, okay? And this is just the truth. So you're either here for it, okay, like we here for my earrings, or you're not, okay? So, and if you're not here for it, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a rough ride. It's going to be a really rough ride. So just prepare. But for those of y'all who are here for it, you already preparing by watching this video. You set. But yeah, so a lot of people, they have this issue of being alone because when they're alone, thoughts come in, their past comes up, like stuff that happened in their past comes up, and like, people just don't want to deal with it. And that's totally okay. That is totally okay. Because, sometimes I don't want to deal with it either. But we got to deal with it at some point, because if we really want to progress, if we really want to see a reinvented version of ourselves, if we really want to see a transformed version of ourselves, honey, you've got to do the work. This is just the truth. You can live in that love and light. You can be positive 24/7, which y'all already know. I try to be. I really try to be positive. And you could be that. And I'm allowed to be that. Not even allowed to. I can do that without any repercussions because I've done the work, because I've sat with myself for hundreds, I think even thousands of hours. I want to say thousands. I'm not really, I have to calculate that, but I'm pretty sure at least, I would give myself a good 800 hours of meditation. Probably more though. But anyway, we ain't going to get into it right now. My point is, this is me now after, I would say, 10 years of kind of dipping my toes in meditation, and then one day just kind of like, well, let's go all in. And for those of y'all who know my story of when I went to Thailand, that's kind of when I went all in. And I think I learned a lot of lessons in that, and that's kind of a story for another time, another place. Maybe not another place, but definitely another time. Okay, so we'll get into that later. Comment below if you want to hear more of that story, and that'll help me remember to actually talk to y'all about the story. Back to being alone, when we are forced to be alone, I really want y'all to start recognizing that that is divine intervention. That is God telling you, girl, it's time for you to reflect. It's time for you to take a look at your life so you can refresh and be a newborn, not a baby, not a baby, but be a newborn version of yourself so you can really live your best life. I have to admit though, the reason why I did the 2 days of meditation, intensive meditation, like, oh my God, I haven't done that in a minute. Made me realize I have to do it at least once a year. So I think we kind of on track for that. But the intensive meditation, and the no talking to anybody for 2 days. I really did that because I wanted to force myself to first disconnect from work. Because your girl I've been really working hard, really for y'all, to really give y'all all of the free gifts and free stuff and just really the free resources to help y'all get to where y'all need to be happy, to live your best life. I've been working really hard on that for the past, I've been working on it for the past couple of years, working really hard at it, okay? Like nonstop, like haven't skipped a day, probably since September of 2023. Oh no, that's a lie. No, probably since March. But my point is, I needed a break. I think my brain needed a break from work. I think my energy needed to be like, girl, give us a break so we can make things work for you. So that's what I did. That's part of the reason why I did that. But when I'm alone, it allows me to really have epiphanies, right? And really allow space. So more creative ideas, a creative process, just creation. It allows creation to come into your life. Whereas when you're busy talking to people, yapping away, you don't allow space for that in your life. And if you want more space for creation, if you want more space for ideas, if you have writer's block or creative block of any kind, you need to put your butt down and you need to meditate. And that's just the truth. And there's different ways around it, but that's actually another topic for another conversation. I know I'll be talking about a lot in these videos, but I got a lot to say. And do I have a lot of time? Well, I do, but I fill my time with other things. Okay. But anyway, so it's hard to be alone. If it's hard for you to be alone, this means you need to spend more time alone. That's basically what it means. Now, I've talked about this, I think in my last video about, I think, loving yourself or attracting your soulmate, right? I'll talk about spending quality time with yourself, and you need to spend that quality time with yourself. Point blank, period. That's it, okay? And even if it looks like just spending your time, even if it looks like just spending that time with yourself once or twice a year, that's great. That is amazing. That is way better than never spending any quality time with yourself. Again, keyword is quality. And if you want to know what I mean, check out that video, okay? So whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's not even overwhelmed. Whenever I feel like there's kind of a block, I sit my butt down and I meditate. And I just received so much clarity and gifts from this that I'm very thankful that I did it. And I just did it I did the meditation for 3 days, but I did the days of silence for 2 days. I was supposed to do it for 3 days, but I did not prepare the right way at all. It was very spontaneous too. Literally on Sunday, I was like, let's do 3 days of meditation and do a little mini retreat basically. And it's interesting because one of the biggest, or I guess my big theme for 2024 was to be it now. And I've noticed that last year I would say stuff or think or have this idea or have these things that I should do. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do it next week when it's convenient. Or I'll do it next month, when the time's right. And this year I would even say even before 2024, the year started, even before that, I kind of felt this energy of we just need to do it now. Okay, there's no more waiting. We need to do this now. So I'm really happy I did that, really proud of myself. But it was weird coming out of it because I feel like this morning, it was hard for me to get back in my regular routine. It was a little, not that I was being lazy, but it was just ugh. My brain was we going back to this. Maybe that's a sign for me to change something up, But anyway, my point is y'all need to spend more time alone. It's so important. And for a lot of y'all who are, looking at being a high value woman or a high value man, I guess a man wouldn't do this. I guess a man would do a high value man. I think that's what he would do, arms crossed. I have to hold my camera, so I can't do both arms. But y'all know what I mean, okay? If you want to be a high value human being, period, then you need to put the quality into you, okay? You need to put that time, that quality time, into yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. There's no cheat code to this, okay? There's no life hack to, well, there is a life hack, and that is the sitting pretty method, actually. That is legit a hack. And y'all can look at that video on my page also, but that is low-key a hack. But still, it doesn't excuse the work you have to do. It doesn't excuse the time that you need to put in to yourself, okay? And so in my next video, I'm going to talk about the ways you can really embody a high-value human being from within yourself. And even if you are in a relationship, you can still be this high-value human being, okay? You just got to do the work. You got to put in the quality time, okay? But I'm going to talk about that in my next video. But I really wanted to talk about how spending those 2 days, and girl, it's January, it's the beginning of the year. You already know I'm doing stuff right. So please, if you are watching this video, please make sure to follow suit. But I know doing the 2 days of silence and meditation isn't going to be ideal for everybody. It isn't going to fit everybody's lifestyle or schedule. So for those people, sorry, I keep on jumping back and forth. So first of all, if you do have the time, if you do have the space, do it. You don't have to meditate the whole day. But what I will say is your phone needs to be off. So prepare. Figure out, okay, from 10 to 11, I'm doing yoga. From 11 to 12, I'm doing meditation. From 12 to 13, oh no, sorry, that's military time. From 12 to 1, I'm eating, and I'm only eating fruits and vegetables. Really allow yourself to have that mini retreat, okay? Turn off your phone, unplug from the world, and really be with yourself. Now, if you have kids, because I know some of y'all watching have kids, if your kids are older, it's kind of a little easier. You just need to tell them, hey, mom's not going to be available from this hour to this hour. It doesn't have to be all day, but you need to tell them, hey, from this hour to this hour, don't bother me. The lunch is in the fridge. Dinner's in the fridge. Everything's prepared for y'all. Y'all should not need anything, okay? Please do not bother me. If you need something, text me. That's one of the things that really helps. Just ask them to text you and have the internet on. It's really hard, really, to separate, like, texting from other apps, but, or to, like, not, how do I say this? It's hard to kind of disconnect from other apps when everything is on your phone. But have your kids text you, or they can literally like write a note on a sticky note, throw it on the door if they need something from you, okay? If you have younger kids, it's a little bit more challenging. You can either, A, have somebody babysit. And really, if you have kids, maybe you kind of maybe don't have to do this for a whole day. You can do this for a couple of hours, right? Try to put a list or something. Have a babysitter babysit your kids. And I know usually y'all like, no, I'm not going to spend money on a babysitter because usually when I do, like, I'm going out, I'm having fun. But like, again, we want to spend quality time with ourselves so we can be that high value human being, right? So it's so important to make sure to set aside that time. Spend money on the babysitter, please, okay? Just do it. Just do it, okay? It's worth it. It's worth it. I promise. So you can spend that time with yourself, okay? So that's going to be it for this live stream. Please make sure to check out my next video on how to be a high-value human being, because we are human at the end of the day. And I will see y'all there, okay? And on that, I'll actually talk more in depth about really what does it mean to be a high-value human being, and what does it mean to really pour richness into yourself, because I know we all want to be rich and wealthy. So I'm going to tell y'all how to do that, okay? Okay, I love y'all so much. Peace.